All right, so today's the day. The Independent Man statue here standing atop the Rhode Island State House dome will be taken down temporarily. So we've been talking about this for quite some time now. Kate Walsh joining us live outside of the State House. You have a front row seat to all the action. Still dark out right now. This is scheduled to start happening in about 58 minutes or so, Kate. So have you heard anything about any possible delays because of these wind gusts?
No, and in fact, I spoke with state police, the point person here who was going through security and logistics with us, and I asked him if there was any talk of that. He said, as far as he knows, it's a go for 7 o'clock this morning. Take a look here. This is new this half hour. We're seeing all these state police cruisers lined up here. Security starting to show up around the State House, for everyone's safety as the crane starts to do its work. And then back here in front of the State House at the plaza, we can see the crane. And just a few minutes ago, we were seeing the hook, if you will, of the crane going up and down, workers moving it around here this morning. But again, that's scheduled for 7 o'clock to start. And once it starts, it's expected to happen within a matter of minutes that the Independent Man will be taken off the top of the State House and then brought down to the plaza below. Now, a lot of planning has gone into this because this is a bronze statue. It's about 500 pounds and it has gold leaf plating on the outside of it. So they want to make sure it doesn't get damaged in any way. Now, it's endured a lot of Rhode Island weather over the past 50 years since it was last taken down, but take a look at this video here. This is why they're going to be working on it. It's actually because of the dome. There are cracks in the dome itself that the statue stands on. It's marble, and so after the statue is taken down, the crane will work to take those pieces of the dome down, and then they'll rework that whole area. Now, the statue will be laid onto a wooden platform here on Smith Street in front of the State House, and then it will be moved into the State House. Our 12 News analyst and retired Rhode Island National Guard General Reggie Centracchio was part of the Bicentennial Committee helping dismantle the statue the last time it came down in 1975, and he talked about what it symbolizes.
Well, it signifies the meaning of being independent, and certainly Rhode Island sets that example, to have our ability to make choice and to have the ability not to be guided by anything except our own minds, and being able to enjoy freedom at its best. And the Independent Man signifies all that.
But it's been almost 50 years, so a lot has changed in terms of how it's going to be taken down today versus how it was taken down then. And we'll hear from General Centracchio more about that in the next half hour. Also, some facts about the Independent Man that perhaps you don't know when you look at him from miles around driving through Rhode Island, as it's a pretty symbolic moment here today of what this means to be a Rhode Islander, and also just talking about the Independent Man and its rich history here in Rhode Island. So we'll be back in about a half hour's time with that. Live in Providence, I'm Kate Walsh, 12 News.
All right, big day today. For the first time in nearly half a century, the Independent Man will be taken down from its perch on top of the State House. That will happen, or scheduled to happen, at about 7 o'clock this morning. That video you just saw was about 20 minutes ago. You could see some flashlights up there, Kate, by the Independent Man inside that wooden casing as workers and crews prepare to remove it. So let's talk about some of the history surrounding this Rhode Island landmark. This is truly one of those only in Rhode Islanders would Rhode Islanders understand how big of a deal this is, right?
Oh, yeah, you've got that right. Because every time you drive through the capital city or even remotely near it, you can see the Independent Man from the top of the State House. So behind us right now, since that video we just got 20 minutes ago, like you said, we are now seeing the crane being attached, the hook part of the crane being attached to the Independent Man at the top of the State House there. So, all signals a go for 7 o'clock on the dot for this to be removed from the top of the State House and then down to the plaza here in front of the State House on Smith Street. Now, after it's on the plaza and it's secure here and safe, they're then going to be carrying it. Now, it's 500 pounds, carrying it through the doors of the State House and inside the State House. So we will hopefully have this all live for you starting at 7 o'clock this morning. Now, it's not the statue that needs work done this time. Last time in 1975, it was. This is made of bronze and plated with gold, but this time it's the dome base the Independent Man stands atop that has cracks in it. and needs to be replaced. So in the next week, the crane will be meticulously removing the cracked segments of the marble base. And retired National Guard General Reggie Centracchio recalls being the point person for logistics the last time the Independent Man came down from its perch in 1975 to get that new coat of gold leaf. And it was a much different process back then.
We found out the best way to do it at the time was to take the bolt off, and one of our helicopters went up and took it, harnessed it, took it off the State House, brought it down, and it stayed down for a while. We put it down at the Warwick Mall for a while, and that didn't go over well because other people wanted to put it there also.
And of course, you can see right behind us here live the Independent Man, really tight on our camera right now. It's coming up, as I'm being told. It's hard to see from the ground here, but zoomed in you can see it. So pretty exciting stuff. It's expected to be fully lifted by 7 o'clock and brought down to the plaza. We will be having this live for you. Very exciting here in Rhode Island, and we just heard from General Centracchio. Well, he's actually here with us. He's going to give us some more insight throughout the morning as we watch this happen live. Just some fun facts real quick. This Independent Man statue is 11 feet tall, about 500 pounds, and it's, like I said, made of bronze with gold leaf. It was created back in around between 1895 and 1899. It was put up on top of the State House in 1899. It's been there ever since. It was taken down in 1975 and back up there. So exciting and part of our history here in Rhode Island for sure. We'll have much more throughout the morning over on Fox Providence. Live in Providence, I'm Kate Walsh, 12 News.
Kate, real quick before you go, once it is removed, will people be able to go visit the Independent Man?
Good question. Okay, so the governor's office said they are trying to make it so that it's public and can be viewed by the public from time to time. We are told that it's going to be going into the State House, so perhaps inside the State House you might be able to see it. No word on that yet, but of course there is the replica that already exists at the Warwick Mall, so you can check that out too. But the real thing, yeah, hopefully it will be on display for the public to see in the coming weeks.